And it's Ken Kreitzer for Cam Vets Media. We're Army football practice. Black Knight's getting set to play Tulsa. Get the chance to chat with Army defensive coordinator Nate Woody. And Coach, just looking up some stats on the season. After 4 games, your defense is 12th in the country, 258 yards a game. It's a stat, but it's a show of effectiveness for your defense. How do you feel your defense is progressing?
I thought it was going to be a little bit tougher year to start off with defensively. I thought replacing some starters might take us a little while to get to the point of where we could execute techniques that keep points off the board. But guys have worked really hard. They've done a good job down in the red zone. They've done a good job of not giving up a lot of balls over their head or explosive runs. And then our offense has done a tremendous job of scoring points and possessing the ball, and gives us a lot of rest and opportunities to sit on the sideline to talk through adjustments. And you never have to leave the bench very much only getting through about halfway of your discussion during the adjustments. You're always able to finish what it is you're trying to implement and install during the game. So. It started off. This first third of the season is started off pretty good for us, but we know we still got a ways to go. Still trying to catch up to some of that loss of experience.
Sure, and Coach, what struck everyone in the Temple game was you had 7 sacks after not having many in the first few games. 7 different players. What was involved with that? It seemed like you had set up some nice stunts or blitzes or created some holes so that your linebackers would have a chance to make plays and get in and make tackles for loss. How did that happen?
I think a little bit of the offensive character or personality that each team has, or philosophy, is one that you take into consideration. I think earlier in the year, there were some times where quarterbacks wanted to pull it down and run it, so you wanted to contain the quarterback, and getting the pressure and the sack weren't the most important thing. It was containing the quarterback and limiting his production from a running standpoint. And then there's some times where you go against teams that have a little bit more vertical passing game, and the quarterback holds on to it a little bit longer, so you've got a chance to go get it and get pressure on them. When the ball's coming out quick, if you get the 2.1 second or 2.3 seconds and the ball's out, a lot of times you waste guys when you're blitzing them, and you just gotta pick and choose the right times where you want to go get the quarterback. But I thought our guys did a nice job of throwing a stunt here or there and getting to the quarterback this last ball game, or just having a straight rush and getting to him, along with a couple of blitzes as well.
Hey, this week going out to Tulsa, their head coach is a former offensive coordinator at Ohio State, also a former head coach at Indiana, Kevin Wilson. What is his style of offense, and what does their offense look like at Tulsa this year?
I think Coach Wilson's a heck of a football coach. I think he's a guy that when he was at Oklahoma as a coordinator, they could go as fast as anybody in the country. So from a tempo standpoint, we've practiced quite a bit of that this week. When he was at Indiana, I thought he did a great job, with his offense and got them rolling for a while, and again was a incredibly productive coach for Ohio State. They had some good seasons, and their offense was outstanding. So we've got a lot of respect for Coach Wilson. He's done a great job in his career. Just known of him for quite a while, being from North Carolina, and I look forward to playing against him and just seeing how we stack up.
They seem to prefer passing, 279 yards passing to 187 yards a game, rushing the ball. Their quarterback Kirk Francis. is a redshirt freshman. He's got 4 interceptions, 6 touchdown passes. What do they look like in their offense and their preference to pass the ball?
You can tell that the quarterback is well schooled. He understands where to go with the football, and he gets the ball out quick. I think that from a running standpoint, the team is well balanced. If they're running the football for just under 200 yards a game and throwing it for just under 300 yards, and that's incredibly productive. That makes it hard on defenses to sort of settle in and say this is what he's going to do this down, because he changes it up pretty good. Like I said, he also has the ability to go different tempos, and he's done a really nice job of getting his quarterback to where he's comfortable in the offense. He doesn't take very many sacks, and he can hit the open receiver. So he's got some good receivers. The tailbacks run the football well. We've got 11 personnel, 12 personnel sets where they can mix it up a little bit, run or pass, and it's just this will be our toughest ball game so far. This will be the toughest opponent that we've played. Hard for us to, like I said, settle in and say, hey, they're not one dimensional. So you got to be able to take care of your business, versus the run or pass.
Thanks, Coach. Got a couple of guys online.
All right.
Thank you.
Go ahead, John.
Hey, Coach Woody, Joe Icono with BlackKnights.com. How was practice today? First question.
It was a little rough. I wish you hadn't asked me that. I think.
Is that just because your standards are so high and you guys were maybe just a tad off, or what made it rough? I guess.
Well, I think this offense is. I really like his. I like their offense. I think they do a really good job of spreading the ball around and limiting the opportunities that you have to get them in negative plays. I think the offensive staff has just done a really nice job of a variety of plays and formations that can put you in situations that cause stress. So each day in practice you go out there and you want to put a point of emphasis on a certain formation or run or play or motion adjustments or tempo. There's just a lot to work on, and our guys worked hard. They really did. They gave great effort all week, but we still got a little ways to go to get to where I'm comfortable. So hopefully our practice tomorrow will pay dividends for us, and we'll do a good job on Saturday.
And I know one of your keys to success is always to stop the run and make a team one-dimensional, and your defense has done a really good job stopping the run this year. What do you attribute that to?
I think we've got some guys that skill set fits into this defense just pretty good. I think our nose tackle our nose tackle play is been really good this season, and I'm not going to say that we can't improve, but so far I've been happy with what we've done at that position. We've demanded the double team a little bit more than the last couple of years, and it's allowed us to move a very productive player in Kyle Lewis from the nose position out to a defensive end. And he's a good pass rusher for us. He's a good run stopper, and maybe a little bit lighter in the britches than what you'd like at nose. But what he gave us last year was tremendous strength. He's one of the strongest guys on the team, but he was also one of the smartest football players up front. So. Getting good play out of our rotation at nose, out of Cody Harris-Miller and Jacob Teote and Cody Winokur. That's been incredibly productive for us there and allowed us to be better at other positions as well, including the linebacker position. I think Caleb Fortner has grown into that position. Last year he was seeing plays and maybe the speed of the game or the different formations and things like that. Some plays he was really good, and some plays he needed just a little bit more experience, and that experience has come, and you saw at the end of last season he was playing his best ball, and has continued this season. It's done a great job for our defense and defending the tough yards, and also being able to make plays out in space as well. And Andy Thomas has stepped in and just been a tremendous contributor. Leo Lowen was a guy that played a lot of snaps for us and gave us great football in his career. And Andon has stepped right in and very admirable this season as far as him being able to give us speed at a linebacker spot that from a pass cover standpoint and playing all over the field, both boundary to the field, he's making plays. So the run defense has picked up a little bit, and if we can keep that going, then it does help our pass defense.
And you just named a whole bunch of players, and I remember when I spoke to you in the spring, you talked about that you wanted to rotate a bunch of players, especially up front, which you've been able to do, and that you felt pretty confident that even though you didn't have, when you look at the stat sheet for Army individually, nobody really lights up the stat sheet, but the team defense across the board, all 11 players, plus the guys you're rotating in, all seem to be doing an effective job. Kind of what do you think is one of the reasons behind why your team's playing so well as a team and playing such effective team defense?
I think one thing that's helped us is we've been able to retain our coaching staff on the defensive side a little bit more this last couple of years, and there's a familiarity with the staff and the players and the techniques that we do. So we're picking it up a little bit better in the early part of the season, where maybe the last couple of years, the early part of the season wasn't as good as the last part of the season, I guess. The players have gotten to a point where they understand the speed of the game and their fits, and they're pretty disciplined. It's a mature group that understands their responsibility within the scheme of the defense, and they're executing that at a little bit higher rate than what we have been the last couple of years. So, you look at stats sometimes. People say stats don't lie, but I think I disagree. I think what happens is when you don't have a lot of tackles or a lot of different stats, it's because maybe you're not out on the field as much. And that can be twofold. That can be part of your offense is possessing the ball and doing a great job, as ours is, and then the other thing is you're getting off the field in a timely fashion yourself, and you're not giving up big plays. So that sets you up for a little bit of success. Like I said, this first third of the season. So we still got a ways to go, and in my opinion, the schedule is set such that each game gets harder and harder to win, and harder to be successful. So we understand that, and we go out to practice, and we understand that each philosophy of the offense is going to be a little bit different, and we've got to be able to adjust and adapt in a way that to where we can be effective. So far, they've done a good job of that. So hopefully we'll continue.
And good stuff. And I agree about the schedule. And my final question for you, Coach Woody. Max has the hand injury, and Gavin Shields kind of went down in the Temple game. How is the health of the secondary right now, and how are those guys progressing throughout the week?
With the secondary has been one from an experience standpoint. We had to catch up a little bit. We lost a lot of guys on the back end, and guys stepped up and have done a good job. over the course of this first four games. But every single week we've battled injuries. So whether we were able to get healthy right before the ball game or some point during the week, we've been able to overcome that. So we'll continue to battle and try to get healthy and hopefully we can be successful doing so. But if not, then next guy up. So that's got to be the deal.
Thanks, Coach Woody.
You're welcome. Thank you.
And Nate, Ken McMillan from the record.
Hey, Ken.
Hey, Nate, you've been around a lot of locker rooms over the years. I know that there's reasons why you guys won each of these games. But what about momentum and positive vibe? Do you buy into that? Is there something about this year's team because you got off to a good start?
I think absolutely momentum is incredibly important during the course of a ball game. We talk about a season, but each ball game there's a point in the ball game where the momentum is either yours or it's theirs. And if you've got a team that's mature enough and understands how to get that momentum turned back around in their favor, then you win ball games. If you fall apart and you don't get that momentum turned back around, then you lose ball games. So this year we've had an understanding of when that momentum is hitting and being able to get it turned around. And I'm not going to say just defense. I think it's our whole team. I think our offense, our special teams, and our defense have all contributed to a successful first third of the season. And again, you talk about that momentum during the ball game, but it's also something that you ride from game to game, and practice is tremendous when you're riding a win streak. Guys have a chemistry or just an understanding that hey, each play that I'm a part of means we got a chance to keep winning. And as long as you're undefeated, all your goals are still intact. So right now, every time we step on a practice field, we're having a lot of fun, and we're working hard. And momentum is a big part of it. That's a fact.
As a staff, did you go into the season with a little bit of uncertainty of what would happen? And is this surprising?
Yeah, I don't think I've ever had a year where I've coached that I didn't go in with some sort of uncertainty. There's so many different variables in a ball game and during the season that you don't control everything that comes your way. There's a lot of adjustments that has to be made by players and coaches and everybody. So was a surprise that we'd be ranked this high defensively. A little bit, yeah. I thought we'd come together as the season wore on. I thought as we gained more and more experience, we'd get better at some of the techniques, and I hope that we still get better as the season goes on, because we need to. There's some really good football that we've played, and then there's some mistakes that we make that we got to get just a little bit better at. So, the national rankings defensively, yes, you love that. That's great. Did I expect it this early in the season? Not, probably not.
How do you guard against complacency?
Yeah, I don't really believe in complacency. I don't understand that. I think every day you've got goals, and you go out there and you try to reach those goals. You do the very best that you can. There's some times where you make mistakes. Everybody does, but I don't think anybody makes the mistake of being lazy. I just don't see that here. That's not it's not our deal. So when we go out there in our meetings, there's guys that are attentive. They are hungry for assignment. They want to know as much as they can about their opponent, and then they go out there on the field and they give you an awful lot of energy and try to do their very best. An incredibly high percentage of the time. So complacency is not that's not in our dictionary.
And last thing, I know he plays on the other side, but what is the impact of having a Connor Finucane back in the locker room, given his story about being done, then not being done, but coming back and playing the way he has? What's that like for a locker room?
I think for the locker room, to have someone like Connor Finucane come back and be part of this team again for another year is tremendous. I think he's a great leader in showing guys that no matter what hurdles are in the road, that you can do it. You set your mind to it, you can overcome whatever obstacles may be out there. So everything that he did to get to a point to where he could come back for his last year here is just a tremendous motivating example of the kind of people that you look up to here. He's one of quite a few very special offensive linemen that are in this group, but I think they all look up to him. And I think guys on the defensive side do as well. So, whatever this season presents, I'll always have an admiration for Connor Finucane. That's really like what he gives his team and what he's done in his life.
Appreciate the time, Nate.
Thank you.
Thanks, Coach.
All right.